Hey you guys, I am absolutely thrilled to be bringing you an entirely new campaign type from Socialmonials. It's called the Viral Sweepstakes. And this has been highly anticipated because this is truly a game changer for your brand. If you're an agency, your clients are going to love this. You know, all of us know that Google is watching, Facebook is watching. They're watching to see that people are engaging with your content so they can rank your content higher. And the only way to do that is to either come up with really compelling content that's vastly different than everybody else, or another way is to use something like a viral sweepstakes where you are actually directly rewarding people for taking the social actions that give proof to the Facebooks of the world, the Googles, that you have great content. People engage with your content, they're sharing it, they're liking it, and commenting on it. And the way to do that is through a viral sweepstakes like I'm about to show you today. So I'm going to show you a few things. I'm going to do a quick run through to show you what this sweepstakes is. I'm going to show you how to put one together, and then I'm going to show you how to manage it. Because it's actually really easy to award the winners once that comes to pass. And there's multiple ways of awarding winners. There's multiple time periods you can use, like one giant giveaway, after a few weeks. You can actually do these as a daily giveaway where people are able to earn bonus entries every single day and keeps them coming back, keeps them engaged. There's a number of different ways to launch these, and we'll go through each one of those. So let's jump right in. This is our first template that we've launched. We should have about 10 templates in the next week or so. So as far as this template, here's how it looks. And everything you see here is fully customizable. And what you're looking at is actually the thank you page. There's a sign up page that I'll show you soon. But this is really where the magic happens, because this is what tells them, okay, thanks for entering. If you want to win this prize, you have one entry now that's fantastic, and you've got 363 days left. Hopefully your campaign won't give them that much time, but it's going to confirm that they're entered, and now it's time to really get started. They can earn more entries by completing the challenges below. So every single campaign will have this, which is the primary one, which is share your Tract link. Now people can click and copy this shortened link that will track everything they do, and they can share it across all of these different networks. And if anybody clicks on that link and also joins the sweepstakes, well, they just earned an additional 50 entries. In addition to that, I don't think your sweepstakes will have as many bonus entry types as this demo sweepstakes has, but this is a good way of showing you what types of things you can do. Remember, we talked a little bit about why you would want people to engage with your social content. There's so many rewards from that. There's the direct reward of them seeing your branding and your content, and also giving those signals to the search engines and the social networks that your content should be ranked higher. Well, as you look through all of these different ways of awarding people for these actions, think through all of those benefits. And here's a couple examples. So share this tweet. You can actually get people directly sharing, and they can share using their Twitter login information. This is actually a directly verified bonus entry item where it'll tweet this, and they don't need to leave the page. It'll authenticate their account and tweet it on their behalf. They could do the same thing with LinkedIn. They can go check out your website. Even upload video testimonials. So people can click this, upload a file, and record something on their phone, and this will drop right into your Socialmonials account. Once you approve it, it can upload to YouTube directly to your brand channel, and all of that automation is still occurring just like on our other video campaigns. They can upload a photo and even enter bonus entry codes. So here's an example, like visit us on Facebook. This is a really simple way to get people to drive people to your Facebook page. So as soon as they click this, it'll take them to the Facebook page, and then they can come back and continue to go. Join our Facebook group. Follow us on LinkedIn, just to show you what happens when somebody does earn an entry. So let's enter test bonus entry code. So you get the confetti raining down, and this is an optional feature that you can turn off. And it says, great job, you earned 50 entries. So now coming to the top, You can see they now have 51 entries. So as we scroll down, look at the different social networks that you can create engagement with. Have people subscribe to your YouTube channel, follow you on Twitter. Now you're growing your audience. Follow you on Instagram. Everybody wants to grow their Instagram followers. So there's just countless ways that you can use this to drive engagement with all of your social properties, and not just social. If you have actions on your website you want them to take, go ahead and set that as one of the goals. And you can actually drive signups on your page, drive sales, lead generation. Use it for whatever actions that you know that people take before you generate revenue from them. You should make a list of all those things and create bonus entries for each one of those actions. Download your mobile app, follow them on Twitch, follow you on TikTok. You can do all of these things with this campaign. So now what I'm going to do is show you how to create one of these, because it's very simple. So I'm now in my Socialmonials demo account, and I'm going to click Add New. I'm in the Campaigns section, which is located right here. This is going to pull up all of the campaign templates. And what I recommend you do is just click on Sweepstakes, and that will filter all of those results down to only the Sweepstakes. And the first one on the list is the Viral Sweepstakes. That's what we want to launch today. Click Use this template. And the system is going to use your account preferences and settings to create a specific campaign for you. So now we have a campaign. It looks good. First thing I'm going to do, instead of just getting right in and starting the design, I like to go to Settings and do a quick run through here. If I want to modify the form, I can do that here. If I want to integrate every entry into my email service provider or my CRM, I can do that here and just select it in the list. I can create email notifications. So by default, it's going to send an email to the person that submits. And when they submit to your campaign, it's going to send them an email that has a link to get back into that campaign to earn more entries. You can also have it send you an internal email to let you know you just received another lead. There's a couple ways you can set up the winner selection frequency. As I mentioned before, you can have this as just one big campaign with one big prize, or if you're a company that has some really great digital prizes that don't cost you a lot of money, why not increase the frequency and set it up as a weekly or a daily or every 2 days? Whatever you want to do. You can even make it every month. So let's set this one up as a weekly campaign. We're going to start this immediately. The rest of these are pretty standard. I wouldn't mess with them unless you have a specific reason to do so. Now this is the good part. So how to earn entries. There's a couple of defaults here. This is where you would select how many bonus entries are going to be awarded for each of the different actions they take. All you need to do is just check the box next to the one you want to include in your sweepstakes, and then make your edits. So I want them to upload a video. So right now the default is record and upload a video testimonial of our product. Click the button below and upload it, and we'll award bonus entries immediately. Well, that's exactly what I want to say, so I'm not going to make any changes to that. I can set up the number of seconds I want the video to be as a maximum, and I can set up the YouTube channel to send that to. Now every single bonus action has an icon that you can change just by clicking here. And you can just do a search. There are about 10,000 icons available. So if I wanted to use something different, I could just select that and it'll drop the icon in. Same thing with the color. If I am not quite happy with the color, you can go in and make tweaks. Uploads a photo. Same thing. I'm going to make sure it says exactly what I want it to say. I can add images, I can add links, and this will show up within the accordion that drops down. So I'm going to scroll to the bottom and show you how any one of these can be added just by checking and making those edits. But those are all preset, ready for you to use. Let me just show you an example. Like on this pin, this one has some extra options that I want to show you about. So when you have something like comment on this pin, this is an action that they are going to take out on Pinterest that we can't directly verify. So this is a good example to show you. What you would want to tell them is, take this action first. Go and comment on this pin. We want Socialmonials to give them a button to click so they can go out and get to your particular Pinterest pin. So you might see something like this: www.insertyourpinterestposturl.here.com. So what you're going to want to do is insert, like replace this with the actual URL of the pin you want them to go and comment on, and then come up with a call to action here for the button, and that will be the text on the button itself. And then there's always a validation question. So when it comes to validation, keep in mind you don't need to validate every single entrant. If you get 50,000 people entering and you have one winner, you only need to go and validate that one winner. And if he doesn't show validation, then you go on to the next one and you have to validate that person. So the validation is something that is stored in our system, waiting for the winner to be announced, and I'm going to show you how to go through that validation process. So I'm going to create a custom bonus challenge because the rest of these are fairly straightforward. But if I want to create a custom bonus challenge, just click that button at the bottom and you can create unlimited custom challenges. So let's call this one Visit Our Blog. Click Add. I'm going to give them 50 entries for this, and let's change the icon. Pull up a blog icon. And the color, let's set this to a lighter shade of green. And here's where I'm going to type in what I want them to do. I'm going to up this to font size 14. Most of the actions are font size 14, just to let you know. So there's 3 different ways that I can set up this call to action. I can have it so all they have to do is click the button and it will give them an award. So our blog is socialmonials.com/blog. I could enter that URL here and say visit blog, and that would be it. If I want to make sure that they not just visit the blog, but actually read one of the articles, I can select this, which is this forces them to click a button, then answer a validation question before it awards those entries. Finally, I can have answer a question. Answer a question, all it does is ask them a question. So whenever there's no specific action that you need them to take that's online, like clicking a button and taking them somewhere first, that's when you would want to use this. So for example, let's say the action I'm asking them to take is offline, or it's on my mobile app on my phone. Then I might just say answer a question, and it might say something like, when you log into our mobile app, how many menu items are there in the drop-down list, or something like that, they can only answer had they taken that action. But in this case, I'm going to choose the second option because not only do I want there to be a button that they click to take them to the blog, but I also want them to validate to make sure they really spent some time there, didn't just click the button, go over there, close the window, and come back. So I might say, here's my blog URL. Here's the button. And the validation question might be, what is the name of the person mentioned in paragraph 2 of this week's blog post? Great. So now what will happen is it will present them with this question. If they try to answer the question before they click the button, it's going to give them a warning. They have to click the button first. When they come back, it'll prompt them for that question, and they can type in their answer and submit it. And it will store that with this particular entry and within this particular bonus entry. So now that we've created this custom one, let's move on. The next step is to make this look the way you want. So here's the entry page. Right now it's set up to award an iPad Pro as the grand prize, and second prize is an Apple Watch, third prize is an Amazon Kindle, If you don't like this, you can just delete this or type in here anywhere you want and make changes. You can add a footer just by hovering over this and clicking. These are the 3 fields that I have for my form. If you want to change that, you would go back to settings, edit the form, and you would add or subtract. You can even just have an email address here if you wish. And I've got 2 different checkboxes. You don't need to have those. You can go edit the form. So this looks pretty good. I'm just going to move on and go to the thank you screen now. So here's the thank you screen. You can see these are the 4 actions that I wanted to have. Here's my custom action. That looks pretty good. So there's a number of ways that you can modify this. It's a little different than our other campaign types. Within content area, we've got some new items. You can actually change the Your Entered banner. So right now this is the banner, and you can see if I kind of drag it, this is an image. So I can change this image by going in here and selecting one from my asset library, or I can design a banner. So to do that, you just click Design a Banner, and you can just type in here, and it's just like editing any other HTML. You could do it by code, you can do it by using our HTML editor. It's completely up to you. And this can go as long as you want. Just to show you, this will extend down as long as you need it to go. But what I'm going to do is use that image because I think it just looks a lot better. Okay, that looks nice. Another thing we've added here is down at the bottom, there's a lot of ways you can configure this. So right now, I have content area text color of white and bonus entry background color of white. I can change this bonus entry background color to whatever I want. So just to bring up a few of these accordions, you can change that to something super dark and go with a black background and then a lighter color here. So with something like this, you could even have a very light color in the background of your campaign, and it really makes these pop. And separately, I can change the bonus entry text color. So I can make this black and white, just to give it a real strong contrast. And then the content area, this can change as well, totally separate. So you've got a lot of different ways that you can modify this. So that looks fine, so I'm going to save this. And that's it. Let's save this and deploy it. So now I'm going to grab my microsite URL. I can also add it to my website using any one of these methods, and we provide the code for you. These are just different ways of adding it to your site. You can add it to your fan page if you have at least 2,000 likes on your business fan page. For now, I'm going to go in and let's go visit our new sweepstakes. So here's how it looks, and let's enter. Great, we're entered, we've got the confetti, just earned an entry. Now we can share our Tract link by copying this and then share it on Instant Messenger, WhatsApp, even Telegram now. And I can go in and follow any one of these actions. So let's visit the blog. And then we can go back and confirm that now that we've read it. Of course, we'd want to read that second paragraph and head on back. But there's different things we could do. Comment on this pin. All right, so one thing I noticed that I did, so I'm going to head back in here. Let's make a change using this here. So under design, so take a look at our accordions. And what I did was change this content area to have a white text color. So what I'd probably want to do on this bonus entry text color is change that to like a gray. That way it's not going to be white on white, which is really hard to read. All right, so let's jump back in and see what this change looks like. So now I've just made a change to the background color and the color of the text. So visit our blog. So now we can actually read that. So let's go visit the blog again. Enter the person's name, and now we've just validated. So great job, you just earned 50 entries. So to make any tweaks to the way it looks is super simple, as you've seen. Now I want to go in and show you how to manage this, because what's going to happen is you're going to get thousands of entries potentially, and at some point you're going to have to assign a winner. So I'm going to go back to campaigns. So this is called Viral Sweepstakes 1-2. I'm going to go to Actions and go to Sweepstakes Console. It will notify you there and by email when it's time to award a winner. And winner selection period, because we chose weekly, you can actually go back to previous winner selection periods and view who the winner was. But we're in the current period now. So here's my test entry. And what I can see on the right is all of the ways that I've earned entries. So visit our blog. Remember how I typed Craig? So it's going to give you the name or whatever text that they entered as their validation, and it's going to give you the number of points for each one of the actions. So now I can validate and make sure that yes, Craig is the name on the second paragraph of that blog post. And here's the date they submitted it. So when it's time to award this person, hopefully you've got thousands of entries down below, but what you do is select finalists. And when you do this, it's going to select a winner, and it's going to rank it based on the top 50 or even 100 winners, and it's up to you to award the one that you want. So the one on the top is going to be the winner unless you validate and it shows that there's some discrepancies. Like let's say they entered Janet at the end, then you would probably want to skip Janet and move to the next one on the list. If they had all the answers correct, then you would award that next person. So I am really looking forward to seeing all the different ways that you guys use this tool. You can use it for onboarding. If you have a software product and there's 4 or 5 different things that people need to do in order to fully take advantage of your software, well, have an entry giveaway where every time somebody enters or signs up for your software, you have a weekly competition that says, hey, during your free trial period, make sure you go and you set up your account settings and preferences. We'll give you 50 points. And once they do that, you give them that award and walk them through the main things that people need to take action on in order to most likely become a long-term customer or, take some other action that generates revenue for your company. Many, many ideas that you can do for this. I'm looking forward to everything that you put together with it. Just share it on our Facebook group. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us. At the bottom right corner of the software, there is a chat icon. Just reach out to us via business hours. Or if you want to just send a message 24 hours a day, you can use that same link. Thanks a lot, and looking forward to all your creative applications for this.